government's telling us now here in the United Kingdom, sage scientists, scientific advisory group of experts or something, governmental, whatever it is, bunch of communists. They've now changed the goalposts again. Have you been paying attention? Remember, they're like, end of lockdown, March the 8th. And everyone's like, hooray! And then they say, no, fucking April. Everyone's like, oh, mid-April. And now they're saying, look, we're hoping to have lockdown lifted by mid-July. And then for the full demoralization, then you get Chris Whitty at the end of the day saying, guys, don't book any holidays. This could go on for 2 years. Now, one of the goalposts they've changed, and like I've been, you know, I like the numbers, I like the stats. I'm on I'm on all the bloody news report stats. And over the summer last year, when we were doing the Eat Out to Help Out, God, it all feels like years ago. Feels like a decade's passed in 2020. Do you remember the toilet paper shortages? Do you remember grannies and granddads not being able to buy groceries because people had hoarded pasta and rice and everything? But mostly toilet paper. When we feel fear, there's that shitting. It comes pouring out of you. You need endless toilet paper just to make sure you're clean. So as I was saying, during the summer last year, even going September, October, when the pandemic was like, 0 dead today. There was still about 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 new confirmed cases of people who got duped or needed to take the test. Yeah? Now, so that's still 1,000 a day. Now, Sage, you're saying, we cannot lift the lockdown until we get less than 1,000 new infections a day. Not less than 1,000 dead a day. Less than 1,000 new infections per day. At this stage, 50-50. The big fat juicy caterpillar of 20th century consumerism, capitalism and growth. The big American dream. Ow! We're fat. We're in the cocoon. And we don't know what's on the other side, as I said in Stockport a week ago. Some of us are even worried there's too much changing. So, stay strong. Enjoy my 16-minute rant that's coming. I'm going to post it now. Cut! So please adapt. Please change. Don't die out. Don't let the changing nature of our reality upset you too much. Human beings have always survived. Homo sapiens, you're a winner. The fact that you're watching this right now means that every single one of your ancestors, all the way back to the genesis of life on Earth, has been successful, has won those wars, has managed to find a partner, has managed to have babies, has managed to have you. So you are literally, you have the DNA of winners. So cheer up, and let's get through this together. Okay everyone, we're in Harper Hay. We're not going to stay very long because I don't want to get stabbed. I'm going to get robbed. So, just wanted to introduce a section. In this video later on, I do this rant about evolution and adapting to the changing environment. And I talked about some finches that became vampire birds, sucking the blood out of the big feathers on the back of the blue-footed booby. Now, why did I mention that? I mentioned that story because we're all struggling in this lockdown. We're all going slightly insane. I speak for myself. And I could have got hyper depressed, well, even more than I am now. I could have got really upset and sat at home and got sadder and sadder, but the carpet's been pulled out from under all our feet. I want to show you something funny, and we need to adapt. And how I adapt, I'm trying to give you guys more varied content. Architecture, rants, God, crackheads, pandemic. Now check this out. We're outside the Conran Street Markets, northern. It's all abandoned, but have you ever seen a failed swastika? Oh God, just noticed the pigeon. Oh hi, how are you, pigeon? Don't mind me. Oh, that taxi driver had a good energy. Liked him. Where was I? Yeah, so on the Manchester Evening News said, look, breaking news, if you live in this area, you need to get the tests, you need to go to the mass vaccination centre. They're even sending people in hazmat, personal protective equipment, to people's doors. What could go wrong? You know, they're saying it's the most contagious strain. Nigerian strain. Scary. South African strain, the Africanized. The Brazilian strain. There's a lot of crime in Brazil. Oh, you don't want the Brazilian strain. So, we're going to get to Harperhay now and see what the mood on the ground there is. And let's try and find some mass testing. Look what the white dove of peace has been reduced to. Hi everyone, welcome to Central Moston. It's, how do I put it? It's a residential council estate type area. Now we got Harperhay, I think, that way. Now, Manchester City Council, about 18 hours ago, released a statement on the official government website, manchester.gov, saying that if you live or work in Moston or Harperhay, am I pronouncing these right? Harpurhay. Harpurhay. If you live or work in Harperhay or Moston, you must take the COVID-19 test. And then an hour later, 17 hours ago from right now, the Manchester Evening News then did a story outlining the maps where you are, and I'm smack bang center of this dodgy thing right now. Hello! Is it okay if you appear? Yeah, do you mind appearing?
Yeah, go on, you're right.
So anyway, everywhere I go, it's like Fight Club. Tyler Durden. Remember, don't talk about Fight Club.
Don't talk about it.
Mate, have you heard what they said? You must have a test if you live in Harperhay or Moston. Yeah. Have you had yours yet?
No, not had mine yet.
No, I'm not going to have mine either.
It's all we're struggling as it is, but
oh, it's tough.
Horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
It is, mate.
But I've been watching your videos, mate.
No, I always love it. Can I shake your hand? Cheers, mate. Take care. Well, thank you very much. See you. Take care. I do love it. I'm not just saying this to be nice and politician kissing babies and shaking hands. I love it when I meet people that love my videos. There's that bond. How can I put it? Well, yeah, it's like we're in the same tribe, you know. It's like you join a company and people are in the same tribe as you. You're like, yeah, love it. So it goes to show, look, I've got nothing against taxi drivers. Good people come everywhere. Oh, that was nice. Let's pause it for a second. Let me just enjoy those endo dolphins. Okay, guys, we're on our way to Moston and Harperhay, because apparently our health officials, our health bosses, have found various strains of a Kent strain, South African strain, Brazilian strain, and now Nigerian strain. We have Africanized evil Ebola. You've got strains now from deepest, darkest Congo. Let's go and have a look. Good afternoon, everybody. We're in the Morrison's car park. Very exciting, super exciting time. So, discovered a very strange loophole. This pandemic response is all about the nonsensical clown world. Honky honk honk honk. So, a friend of someone I know is a hairdresser. She recently opened her own salon. It's very nice, very well-to-do, over near Wigan. Now, she's not been able to operate her business for many months now. We're in lockdown 3, and absolute struggles when we had that kind of fake freedom at the tail end of last autumn as well. You know, I think, yeah, I saw hairdressers operating all wearing plastic masks and all this. So, she is not allowed to run her hairdressing salon, but if she worked in a film production company as a hairdresser, as a stylist, she could legally travel to the other side of the United Kingdom and do hairdressing on set for a film set. So as long as you travel for work, you know, one of the latest regulations for this lockdown is that your work doesn't need to be essential, and you can travel, because if you're a contractor, if you're a painter decorator and you got a job in the next town, you got to go there, because you can't decorate and paint from your own Zoom call or whatever that bullshit is. Like, you know, like according to Charles Darwin, successful animals are the ones who adapt. When the environment starts changing, you adapt, and you adapt or die. And those who are able to adapt the most pass on their genes. And we're all having to adapt so very quickly. Let me just pause this, because I saw something on this BBC David Attenborough thing, which I was like, just one moment. Yeah, I found it. So I was watching that BBC iPlayer thing, you know, world in crisis, it's all your fault, you dirty humans, useless eaters. We've been trying to get rid of you since the Club of Rome. You're the problem. We the controllers. We care about the world. So, either you adapt or you die. There's some island in the middle of nowhere that there's no land, there's no animals there, there's no plants, there's a bunch of boobies. Boobies in the traditional bird sense, not boobies in the kind of chest fat sacks. We all love a nice chest fat sack, but I'm talking about the blue-footed boobies, those birds, those marine birds. So on this island, where is it? Easter Island, Galapagos? Dunno. Middle of the Pacific? Some finches, little finchy for, you know, finches, little tweet, 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 got blown by some hurricane into some marine abandoned island with nothing on it except boobies, blue-footed boobies. And what did those birdies do? They learnt to suck the blood. They would nip the main artery feathers or vein feathers in the back of the boobies' back, and they would literally just drink the blood from the boobies. And the boobies don't seem to mind. They'd sit there in their nest, incubating their egg or whatever they do, and you see these finches go on all the blood. Here's my non-conspiracy theory, very mainstream view as to what has happened since late 2019, when the Chinese authorities finally stopped arresting the doctors for saying there was a new respiratory thing affecting the elderly. For the first couple of weeks, the local communist commissars in China were like, "What? Shut up, Dr. Chang! Get back in your hospital! You say things like that about the CCP, you will never work in medicine again!" And then after like the 12th doctor was like, "Look, Mr. Bossman, Mr. Local Communist Bossman, hospitals are filling up with these elderly people with the coof." And then the Chinese, get this, they did their own thing, but they didn't let the world know until something like January the 8th. And in the meantime, what they did was they let as many full plane Beijing, Shanghai, Wuhan, whatever, everything, flying to London, flying to America, flying to Italy, flying to wherever, yeah? Just a quick one. In Australia, they're doing this hotel quarantine thing for arrivals into Australia. And many of the hotels have quit. So the Australians are actually setting up concentration camps out in the bush for people arriving from those 33 dodgy countries. You can't make this stuff up. And like Australia, or New Zealand even, they get like one suspected case. And anyone that's been paying attention, you know that at the start, they were very clear, and they've stopped talking about it now, that your coronavirus test, it doesn't just confirm whether you've got COVID-19. It might be the common cold. It might be a completely non-dangerous coronavirus that you're testing positive for. So for that, for one person testing positive, what's Australia done of that? Have they fired up the gas chambers yet, just in case? Like in Australia, they shut down like major cities. Melbourne, shut. Sydney, oh, there was a suspected case, shut. New Zealand, the whole nation, the whole country, North Island, South Island. I think someone farted and a child said, oh, does he have COVID-19? They shut down the whole double island of New Zealand. But it tickles me how they're so okay, so the Chinese didn't tell the world until January, and then they told the world. Now, the WHO has had a wonderful whitewash over in China. They went to Wuhan, and I love politics, man. How bullshitty it is. How honky honk honk honk. How does a doctor working for the World Health Organization say with a straight face, when he or she has not been allowed to get too close to the Wuhan Institute of Virology? They're not allowed to speak to the original 12 people. Only 3 of them had any connection to the wet market. Didn't sell bats, didn't sell pangolins. Look it up. I'm not bullshitting you. It didn't sell the crossover animal. So World Health Organization now saying, oh no, it was natural transmission, animal to human via a link, the pangolin. Remember Captain Corelli's Pangolin? Great book. That was mandolin, of course, but I just love the pangolin. What a great word. Scaly little bloody mammal. So basically, you get a monkey puzzle tree. You look at the ferns, the fronds. You turn it golden. You slap it on a little anteater. Boom. There's a pangolin. So, right. So China then brought out the world-ending COVID response. You know, those big trucks pumping out gas, spraying everyone. They were welding people's doors shut, putting lumps of earth in front of doorways so that people couldn't leave. Hardcore. And in the West, you had your politicians, control freaks. Yeah, that covers it. Politicians, control freaks. They were like looking at China's response. Oh yes! And next thing you know, at the start, Boris Johnson was like, "We're not gonna lock down. You're not gonna wear the face mask because they don't do anything. 90% of you don't even know how to wear a face mask. Calm down. We're not gonna shut schools. It's gonna be like swine flu. You're gonna get a few headlines in the newspaper, but it's gonna be normal, like Sweden did." Something happened. I think there's powers at play. There's influences happening that we don't know about, that we on the ground don't know about. And someone figured out early on in the like January, February 2020, they thought, oh wow, we can't let this pandemic go to waste. We're going to do a few things here. We're going to basically train the public, we're going to condition them, and we're going to do basically a worldwide 7 billion person drill in terms of viral pandemic preparedness. We're going to test all sorts of systems. It's like a military drill. We're going to test mass vaccination centers and testing centers. We're going to shut down city centers. You notice all around the world, like everything happening the same, almost as if there was a world government. Well, they tell us there isn't. So, not just preparing for like the latest swine flu, bad flu, bloody COVID-19, Wuhan flu. They decided we're going to prepare the world. And there's that ominous interview with Bill Gates. And I need because some of my viewers Like, pause the video. We're now 7 minutes in to this. Fuck! It's not 7 minutes. I've added another one at the start. What does Bill Gates mean when he says, they didn't take the last pandemic seriously, but they'll take the next one seriously? What did he mean by that? Let me try and tell you. Let's take off the tinfoil hat. What Bill Gates, in his autistic style, what I think he was trying to say was, thank God that the coronavirus COVID-19 isn't as deadly as Ebola or AIDS or SARS #1. I think what he's trying to say is, you know what? We're going to get everyone super bloody well-trained and masked up and quarantined and locked down, and businesses this and that, and international travel cut. So then, if and when the next one comes, then we're all going to be prepared and we're going to take it seriously. I think that's what he means. But of course, if we get that tinfoil hat and we place it back on, he is a master of the universe depopulationist, telling the public that, fuck you, you didn't take that last one seriously. Well, I'm gonna fucking get my genetic biochemist, bioweapon bloody researchers to create airborne AIDS with a 100% mortality rate. Then you'll take that one seriously. But I don't think he was doing that. I think he was saying, look, thank God COVID-19 is only because now we can pretend it's really bad, and on the pretext of saving Granny, we're going to save you all next time. You'll take it seriously because we're here to make sure you're okay. I sigh so much more in my videos. I never used to sigh in my videos. About 2 months ago, I noticed when I was reviewing my footage, which I still do because I sometimes say some howlers, that I'm like, if I post that video, I'm going to be fucking, YouTube's going to be like. Speaking of YouTube, I've been pigeonholed and algorithmed, and I'm very sad about that. It's like, it's not fair. Like, I've been going on YouTube on different devices, not logged in, and playing with the algorithm, playing with searches, and you know, a lot of my videos have very mainstream elements in them, like Manchester or this, or, you know, the news or some event happening, and it's not all crazy me having a go. But I've got some of the videos in Manchester with the greatest views, big views, just general Manchester shit. But if you type in Manchester into Google, into YouTube, if you type in Manchester City Centre, which is what my videos are about, you're not going to see me. And so I did an experiment on a non-logged in, just a virgin YouTube. I started some searches, very mainstream, but then I think I watched 2 or 3 of my videos, flicked through it, and I didn't like it. It was not logged in, but I checked a few other things. And the next thing you know, it was only auditing, Crime Bodge, Marty Blackborough, auditing Britain. And that was all my recommendations. Like, YouTube, being a company only interested in the cha-ching, they've proven themselves to not be that interested in free speech or fairness or what they would call controversial ideas. They're not that in. This doesn't pay well. Doesn't pay well. Although that latest PewDiePie video with the, what was it, fuck Coco Melon with the kid, that, gotta give it to PewDiePie, that is a crazy video. But for your average lowly minor YouTuber like me, you're not even gonna come up on the search. Like, fucking hell. Like, if you search for me, you'll find me, because it's not gonna hide me. But my videos, some people look at them. And look, I'll be humble. People ask, Charlie, why don't you get more views? And the honest answer is, more people aren't that interested in me. I'm not that interesting to most people. But as we know, with the masses, you present something to them, which is why people spend the cha-ching on the advertising. They will be interested, but YouTube does not present normal people with my videos. Now, you should feel special, my darling viewers. You are not normal. You might be maybe too alert, too sentient. So you don't watch soap operas, you don't watch boring videos, you watch my videos. And cut.